Music is without a doubt one of the most important parts of a video game. Without it, we would just have total silence and we wouldn't have any of the great music that you hear whenever you're going through a dungeon or doing anything else in a game. Even Tetris had music with it. So I've compiled a list of my personal favorites. Now these are just my opinion, but as I have not one, but 2 YouTube channels, that makes my opinions important. The funny story I have about this game is that I used to watch my sister play it when I was a kid. To this day, I would have nightmares about mitochondrial Eve getting chased through corridors by her. But even though this game scared the ever-loving bejeebus out of me when I was little, that theme that played when you first booted up the game before the title screen even showed up was amazing. It got your blood pumping, it had the creepy little section with the piano, you could see all of the awesome things in the explosions happening on screen, and it got you extremely pumped to play the game. Even though I still very much hate hospitals because of this game. But anyway, Parasite Eve had a whole bunch of great music and was extremely nostalgic for me as a kid, which is strange because the game is rated M and I probably shouldn't have been playing it when I was a kid. But out of all songs in the entire Parasite Eve franchise, it's Primal Eyes that gets the spot at number 10. This song is a slow burner. It starts off slow but gets really epic really quick. I've played Metal Gear Solid so many times. I've done big boss runs, I've done challenge runs, I've gotten all of the extra items and dog tags in my many years of playing this game since I was a kid. But this song, that just like number 10, plays in the little bit before you even get to the title screen, it just feels so epic. The last part of the song is the greatest. It just leaves a shiver down my spine. The way that the song builds to a crescendo and it leaves you almost wanting to salute the screen, even if you get stuck playing as this guy most of the time. Disclaimer, I really actually like writing. This is one of the handful of songs that I have written lyrics to in the past. No, you can't hear them. They will languish on my hard drive forever. Moving on. Leliana's Song, also known as In Ephemera or In Ephemera, Ephemera. Depends on which game you're playing, which pronunciation is correct. Anyway, it's sung by the character Leliana after completing a certain important quest line. The song is gorgeous, even if I can't help but wonder where Leliana got a full orchestral accompaniment in the middle of the woods. The entire song, when translated into English, is about an elder dying, or at least going into a dark sleep, called Ephemera by the Elves of Thetis. The first verse is about the singer being filled with sorrow about the passing of their elder, while the second is all about singing and rejoicing, laughing and crying, and telling old tales about the departed. And that resonates a lot with me, just like a lot of this game did. It's a great song sung by a great woman. This song is beautiful, and it definitely deserves its place at number 8. I don't know what it is about this song, but it feels simultaneously hopeful and soul-crushing at the same time. You can just feel the hope of the characters through this song, and that, combined with Cid's soul-crushing moment when he gives up his dreams, makes it an extremely powerful moment in Final Fantasy VII. This song, you can almost feel exactly what Cid was feeling at that moment. Because of this song, in my opinion, even more so than what's happening on screen. You can feel how conflicted he feels, because in one case he could have his dreams come true, but in the other case he would be sacrificing who he is to get it. I have a confession to make. I have never finished Final Fantasy VII. Every time I got the chance to play it, the game was either taken back by the owner, held over my head by siblings, or the disc broke before I could get to the second disc. The furthest I've ever gotten is 1 or 2 save points past Aerith's death. What? Oh, did you want a spoiler? Yeah, no. This game is way old at this point. If you didn't know by now, you've been living under a rock. Unlike most Final Fantasy games, Final Fantasy IX stands out in that the main character, Zidane, is a happy-go-lucky, strong young man who for most of the game is the strong, moral center of the group. He's happy, he laughs, he jokes, he makes fun of all of his partners and all of his friends, and is just all around a great guy that you would love to have at a party. He doesn't know where he came from, but that's not what matters to him. What matters is his friends, who are his family. and this song encompasses that perfectly. When this scene happens and he has a mental breakdown and does a 120 to kind of emulate Cloud or Squall from the other Final Fantasy games, it takes the entire scene for him to get snapped out of it by his friends, and that was one of the most powerful scenes of the entire game because of how happy-go-lucky he is the rest of the time. I would even argue that this is one of the strongest scenes in gaming in general, especially because of the song that plays the whole time, You're Not Alone, that adds the powerful feelings that Zidane and his friends are feeling as they one by one try to break through to him. The second it starts, I still get a shiver up my spine. And as a bit of trivia, this is one of the first songs that I taught myself on the harp. This was without a doubt one of my favorite scenes in all of Dragon Age. And yes, that includes the other games. The combination of seeing all three advisors mustering all their forces together for one final push against Corypheus was brilliant, and each one of them feels like they have their own distinct position in the song itself, with the song growing as each of them adds their power to the Inquisition, and you can feel the Inquisition grow more powerful with each move of each symbol on the board. You, as the Inquisitor, feel powerful as well. You feel important, and you feel like you can take on the world as the song plays. A fact that is also played out on screen as you see all the power you gathered as Inquisitor coming together to finally end this once and for all. You see your scouts taking out Corypheus' men, you see the soldiers marching, and you see all of your allies converging on a single point to win the game. Angela Orozco is one of my favorite characters in the Silent Hill franchise. Maybe it's because I empathize with her situation, but that combined with this song that plays the last time you see her in the game always made me feel intensely sad. I always wanted to save Angela, I really did, but she makes sure to know that she cannot be saved, and no amount of Konami codes are going to stop her from ascending that flaming staircase. A very similar song appears in other cutscenes of Angela, so even though this song is called the theme of Laura, it's really the theme of Angela. I love deep emotional characters that keep you both invested in the game and conflicted about whether or not both you and those around you are good or evil. Just like everything in Silent Hill, this song isn't black or white, it's delightfully gray. Majora's Mask is the darkest Zelda game, bar none. It deals with issues of loss and pain that no other Zelda game ever has before or since. Every time this song plays, you can feel all the sadness in this game, which is funny for a song that's supposed to be healing. And yet, even though the song itself is so sad, it's also one of the most joyous songs in Zelda. It's that hug from a friend after you've had a rough day, the little, "Hey buddy, I know how you feel, it's gonna be alright," that we've all needed once or twice in our lives. And all I have to say is, thank you, Eiji Aonuma. Thank you for giving us this amazingly brilliant Majora's Mask. I'll admit, I cried the first time I played Mass Effect and this song came on. That's not even a joke. I legitimately teared up the first time I heard this beautiful piece as the Reapers were devastating Earth. It starts off slowly, building up bit by bit as the Normandy escapes from the planet, and you just have to wonder what's going through Shepard's head at that moment. That morning, everything was fine. Then, in the space of a few moments, Vancouver lays in ruins and she is leaving her people behind to save them, and feels the pain of those she couldn't save. This song is the core of Mass Effect 3 to me. It captures so beautifully all the pain and loss that you experience throughout the series, and the destruction that comes with the Reaper sound in the song itself just adds to that. Say what you want about the ending, but this song is one of the most beautiful and sad pieces of music I have ever heard. And now, no song could deserve a place on this list, especially at number 1, than this one. I have another confession to make. My late father was the one who introduced Metal Gear Solid to me. I remember watching him play the game when I was little, and whenever he beat it and got to the ending screen, I had to beg him not to turn the game off so I could listen to the whole song, just so I could hear it. The lyrics in English are essentially a love song told from the point of view of a lover reflecting on their past and looking towards the future with hope. This song is a great reward for a game well played, and to this day I can't bring myself to mute or skip past this song when I play the game. It just shows greatly what some of the themes of the Metal Gear Solid franchise have always been. Even though many of the games deal with really heavy subject matter, you have always had a distinct feeling of hope in the game, be it the end of Metal Gear Solid 2, the end of Metal Gear Solid 1. Even though horrible things have happened, you always have that little bit of hope for the future. With the fate of the Metal Gear Solid franchise in question now that Kojima has left Konami, we can only cross our fingers that we'll get more games like Metal Gear Solid and more songs like The Best Is Yet to Come. And that was my list of the top 10 songs in video games. If you liked it, remember to leave a like, a video, a comment, share the video across the worldwide interwebs, and anything else that you can do, because it really, really does help me out. I've also got another gaming channel where I do Let's Plays with Miss Scarlet Tanager on YouTube, and I have both a Twitter and a Facebook where you can hear me ramble on and on about video games and working retail. That's entertaining, right? Anyway, my name is Miss Scarlet Tanager, and I'll see you all in the next video.